It's been going on much longer, but I don't see Obama doing anything. Do you?
No, I do not see that at all. Now, I will say that the police are, better behaved today. I'm not saying that's because, the actions of the president doing this or that, but I am happy to see a friendlier face out here. And another thing I wanted to touch on, David, that I didn't get to earlier, is when they told the press to turn off their phones and their cameras and so forth. And they gave the announcement, and the whole time, it's some big burly voice guy who should do voiceovers for a living instead of aiming sniper rifles at people. He's up there, return to your homes, do this, do that, even though return to my home is curfew. But, the police chief seems to think something different. But when they said to turn off your cameras, they had this light voice woman, turn off your cameras and leave the area. I mean, we're like, what? Like, what did they say? And it wasn't until later on when we got to the hotel and we were able to boost the audio on the video, we could actually hear them say, yes, turn off your cameras. But I guess that's another conspiracy theory, just like how we didn't see the mainstream reports of them putting sniper dots on people's chests the first day we got out here on Tuesday night. And there's the guy standing right out here in the street, peacefully protesting with his arms in the air. They come and put the sniper dot on his chest. Sir, you need to get out the street. I'm like, you're going to shoot a guy for standing in the street.
That's right.
I wouldn't be surprised if they would, but that was that department, and luckily we have cooler heads out here. At least thus far, I don't see any MRAP trucks. I don't see any sniper rifles. So hopefully the cooler heads will prevail out here.
Well, they're obviously engaging in some epic gaslighting techniques, trying to say, oh, we weren't actually confiscating the cameras and that footage. We were helping them, just like the MRAP vehicles arrived.
Excuse me, Leanne, people who are watching there, they've got the guy lighting them up, the sniper rifles right there. Look at that. That's from last night. Nobody else is reporting that. Yeah,
he's walking away with his back turned. Quite a threat. But you're not really actually seeing that. That's not there. And I feel like they were trying to push you back into a safer area, that safer area being the Constitution-free zone. There, because you got the right to remain silent.
Matter of fact, I want to, if we can go mobile, if we can collect the gear, and I want to walk over and show these guys the area. So I want to show you guys the safer area, and what it was safer for them. So I'm going to take you now to the choke point, as Joe Biggs has called it. It's where they have the blockades, the concrete barriers. How you doing, bro? We live right now, bro. Hold on to all that. All right, so we're going to keep moving right here. And you can see all the peaceful protesters. Everybody's peaceful. This guy's peaceful. He doesn't have a problem. Look at all these taps.
If you're just joining us on Prison Planet, this is live edition of the nightly news broadcast. And we now have Jakari Jackson is taking us this live report from Ferguson, Missouri.
And I think it's a good showing for us to show that we can come together. Like, it doesn't need to be the dogs, the guns pointing at everybody, and everybody just want to see peace. Like white, black, Asians, there's all nationalities out here. It's not a black and white thing or nothing. It's just everybody coming together for a good cause.
Were you here last night?
I've been here all week.
So did you get shot at? Did you get the smoke?
I got the smoke and everything, and I just thought that, it was too much. It was just kind of like we are as of now, but it was just kind of like they were feeling something was going to happen, but it's not. Like, everybody just wants to see justice. Everybody just wants to see the betterment of the community provide and grow strong.
All right, thank you, sir. We'll keep moving here. So I want to get you guys over here to the choke point. Right about where all the people are with these candle lights. This is where the police wanted to be. And we'll get you as close as we can up here. Right where all these people are. You can see they're standing on a wall over here. This is a concrete barrier. And we do believe the police wanted to be here because, as you can see, this location right here, nobody can come up from the sides of them, which is to say nobody could flank them if there was some sort of an attack. So they started us further down this street and brought us here to this location where they could be here and they could be here, be posted without any fear of somebody trying to come up from the side. So that was the safe place, or should I say the safe place for them. That's why they wanted to push us back. We started way down there and they moved us to in front of the Quick Trip so they could feel safe. That's what it was. It's how they wanted to feel safe. And even at one point, they kept telling us, no justice, no justice, no peace.
No peace.
No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace.
They scared. We need to know his name.
Yeah.
We need to know his name.
Yeah, that's right. So it was a safe environment for them. They felt threatened, even though they had the heavy arm of the trucks, the snipers, et cetera, because peaceful protesters, unarmed with their hands up, were about 25 feet from the vehicle. They said, get back 25 feet. I was like, sir, we're more than 25 feet. They felt threatened because people were out here and not afraid of them. It's just like a dog. You know, it's the dog mentality. The dog comes and like jumps at you, and if you don't move, the dog's like, whoa, why isn't this guy scared of me? It's the same deal. These guys are told that just anything, a terrorist could pop out of a jack-in-the-box bag and come out and kill everybody. So that's what they believe. Oh, and in another story.
You're right. You're right, Jakari. They do try to get the cops afraid of the people. I mean, they try to do that at any kind of a protest, try to tell people that it's going to be a riot. When anybody speaks up about their individual rights, they call them sovereign citizens and try to portray them as someone who's going to try to kill the police. When they're telling you to move from this area to another area, you do that and comply, and then they come back and they keep moving you around. That's really just exactly a technique to try to have a pretense for attacking people. Is Joe Biggs there? I wanted to get his take on some of these things. And
yeah. We'll move around here a little bit, David.
Okay. Is Joe Biggs close by?
Yeah, we need to catch up with him. He's out doing some other work. He's running the Ustream right now. If you guys are watching on here, as soon as the show is over, you can also check us out on the Ustream.
Be there all night.
All right.
Yeah, we'll be here until the batteries die, pretty much.
All right.
So,
okay.
Jakari, what do you think about the fact that these people, this all initiated because they were protesting police violence and the heavy hand, the police tactics that they're using there against this community? What do you think about the response? And then, of course, today they've sort of de-escalated that response.
Yes, I mean, the people, like you said, they're not happy with the heavy measures of the police. I filed a report earlier today talking to a Marine at the beginning of the march, and he said, you know, we use these type of tactics overseas in a foreign occupation, and he even told me that they had worse stuff in the Marines than what the police have available. He said, I wish we had an MRAC truck. He didn't. I said, what kind of truck you had? He said they had an older version of it. But to answer your question, I'm glad that the cooler heads have prevailed. You don't have as many hotheads out here today. You also have smaller numbers of police, or at least police in uniform. I wouldn't be surprised at all if there's some plainclothes officers out here. But everybody's acting very peacefully, and I'm definitely happy that the police are now taking that approach.
We've got some B-roll of that Marine. We were just showing him walking along. I don't know. Do we have audio for that, Rob? Yeah, let's go to a little bit of that audio, and then I think we're going to wrap that up, and people can join that Ustream live broadcast that Joe Biggs has got going on right now on the Alex Jones channel, the Ustream channel. Let's go to that report from the Marine. Stay with us, Jakari. We're going to come right back to you.
Pretty sure that peaceful protesters don't need to have snipers and tanks hounding their ass.
Tell me why, bro.
Because the First Amendment protects all Americans in their freedom of expression and freedom of assembly.
You served your country?
I did. I was a U.S. Marine in Iraq.
So you're telling me that as a Marine, you're telling me your professional opinion is that they don't need snipers and MRAC trucks to stop these protesters?
When it's a peaceful protester, that is clearly excessive and a violation of every single protester's constitutional rights.
What does it make you think? You go out there and you fight for your country in these foreign occupations, and now you come home and you have these measures turned against you.
I go protect Iraqis in Iraq, and I come back and I find that my fellow Americans are being attacked by police.
Thank you, sir.
Get this, get this. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. Don't shoot.
Yeah, that's don't need to coordinate.
Well, Jakari, we just watched that clip of that interview that you had with the Marine yesterday and the comments that he made. And it was interesting. My son was looking at comments that people were making, and they were saying just the opposite. They were saying, our soldiers are abroad fighting for our freedoms, and look at what's happening here at home with these violent looters. They were taking that position. They clearly did not understand what was going on, and that's largely the fault of the mainstream media. People like this Fox News channel basically saying that the police are there helping you guys to relocate to a safer area with your consent. There's a lot of deliberate misinformation out there, but that Marine nailed it when he said, I go abroad to fight against counterinsurgency, and I come back and I see it going on here.
Amongst his fellow Americans.
Amongst his fellow Americans, exactly.
That's right. That's exactly right. And I'm very glad to see people, just like we keep talking about. It's a cultural issue. It's a community issue, more accurately. Everybody wants the same thing, what's best for this community. Now, we do have Joe Biggs who's waiting in the wings, ready to go. So if you guys give us just 1 second, we'll do the baton toss here, and we'll get right into it.
All right. Now, this is live tonight. This is in Ferguson, Missouri, the scene of the riots last night. Now, if you're not a Prison Planet subscriber, please consider becoming a Prison Planet TV subscriber. Just one subscription can be shared with 11 other people. 12 of you can watch this stream simultaneously. Tonight we have a special live broadcast, but we always have all of Alex Jones's documentaries available for you to look at. And of course, the nightly news begins every night at 7 o'clock. Tonight we have a very long live edition. It's about 8:22 Central Time right now. We're about to go to Staff Sergeant Joe Biggs, who's with Jakari Jackson, live in Ferguson, Missouri. A very different night tonight, isn't it, Joe?
Roger that. It's Joe Biggs, INFOWARS.com at the QT parking lot in Ferguson, Missouri. Tonight's a lot more calmer, and the reason why is because we don't have a militarized force out here pointing sniper rifles at civil people out here hanging out, trying to protest, doing the right thing. Now tonight you have the cops walking around amongst the people with no weapon presence whatsoever, whatever, their pieces on their side, but nothing's drawn. Yesterday we didn't even get the low ready, which was with the weapon pointed down. They had the weapons up, pointing at us, being very intimidating, and that does nothing but cause people to get aggressive and feel uncomfortable when a weapon's pointed at them.
Oh, absolutely. And they're doing that deliberately. I mean, anybody who is a professional, if they're trained in the Army, if they're trained as a policeman, they know that you don't point a gun at somebody casually. You don't do it unless you're planning on shooting them. Everybody understands that.
Well, in Iraq and Afghanistan, we have what's called rules of engagement.
Yeah.
You don't shot unless shot upon. Well, we're not seeing the police have that same mentality. They're shooting first and then eventually asking questions later.
Well, I'll tell you what the difference is, Joe. The difference is that tonight they've had feedback from people because of people like you and Jakari and the rest of the press that are there covering this. If the press wasn't there covering this, then they would not have changed what they're doing. They probably would have been the same or even worse tonight.
Yeah, what I've seen in the mainstream media is how they want to portray this whole racial divide amongst people.
Yes.
And what I've seen today has been complete and total love amongst everyone. And I saw that yesterday as well throughout the day. When I got shot last night, it was two young African-American men who helped me up off the ground and then showed me how to get out of here back so I can meet up with Jakari and Josh. And then again today, I saw one of them. He walked up to me and he said, "Hey, are you okay? I'm concerned. I want to make sure you're fine." But, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, all these guys want to tell you that everyone out here is full of hate. There's this huge racial divide that the blacks hate the whites, the whites hate the black. And I don't see that at all. Everyone out here, I saw black guys, white guys, everyone holding hands and praying and saying, hey, we need to stand up to this injustice. This police brutality is going too far. It's happening. It's running rampant. And the only way we can defeat this is not with violence, but through peaceful protests, sitting down and trying to let them understand that we have concerns and we want answers.
Joe, Leanne's got a question for you in just a second, but I pointed out to Jakari earlier a Fox News report. You're talking about how they're putting out a false narrative about how this is the black people out of control, and yet what you see here are peaceful demonstrators, a lot of brotherhood, common cause about this, that they need to get control of the rules of engagement of the police. But listen to what Fox News said about these Al Jazeera reporters. And of course, we've all seen the video over and over again. It's an iconic video, as Alex Jones pointed out on the radio show today. This is the kind of iconic video that rises to the level of that picture where you had the university cop out in California tear gassing these people who are peacefully sitting on the ground. Now we've got this video of the Missouri police tear gassing the press there and then shutting down their equipment. Fox News reported this, Joe. They said, despite the reports, the SWAT team was merely helping Al Jazeera reporters and did not take their equipment. It says that they were assisting the media in moving their camera equipment and the media personnel to a safer area with the media's consent. Is that what you think happened?
What snake wrote that?
That was, well, the snake that wrote that was the sheriff's department. That was their news release, but their news release was put out without comment, without video, without getting any other side of the story by Fox News. They just parroted that news release from the Sheriff's Department. What I read you was what the Sheriff's Department put out there, and KTVI, Channel 2 News, Fox affiliate, put this story out saying that merely they were just helping you guys to move to a safer area with your consent.
Well,